Hello and welcome to another Breakfast with Unity. So we're going to do another bar today. We're going to do an oxygen bar. Someone asked about it and we have the tiles for it, so we're going to do it. So the tiles again are from Kinney's CC0 asset pack. It's in third-party licensed here, and we have the license information right here next to it. So if you need to know where to pick it up yourself, here's where I found it. Though technically this isn't even required because this is CC0. That means that it's basically been released to public domain as much as it can be, at least. So we're going to definitely work with our previous level, which is health bar. And we're going to give this guy a little bit of an environment to live in. So let's keep his health bar here and add another bar. And let's just add to the side of the screen like the current one for right now. So I'm just going to duplicate this slider, and we are going to figure out which one is actually being used by the health bar, which is player health here. So that's the one that we've already got hooked in, so I'm going to change this one. And we're just going to, let's actually look at this thing here. So I'm going to move it to the right, and we're going to make it blue. Let's go ahead and change the normal color to blue and highlighted. Actually, wait, does that not look like that changed anything? Whatever. Let's see, any of these do anything? Huh. Wow, this really doesn't change much, does it? Oh, I see. Transitions. So these are if you highlight it or something. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it just doesn't update in real time. That's okay. So let's just blue things a bit. So which one had the lighter color? I don't even know. I'm just going to make things bluish and see what we get. There we go. That looks like an oxygen meter. That'll work for me. Is it just disabled color that we're using or something? Oh yeah, that still works. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, let's go with that. So we're gonna call this the oxy bar, and we're gonna call this the health bar. So let's create a oxygen system. So let's go ahead and create a C# script. We're going to call this, actually let's duplicate the player health thing because there's probably going to be a lot of similarities. So let's just dupe this, throw it into its own area. Hopefully I can do that. There we go. And we're going to call it oxygen. Player oxygen is what I'm going to call it. Player oxygen. I was like, oh man, we've already gone through 10 minutes. How did that happen? Luckily, we started 5 minutes late, so luckily. So we're going to do player oxygen, and what we're going to do is we need wait, animator. Oh, this is not. It's not even from this project. All right, so player oxygen, not quoxygen. Oxygen. I don't know how I put a Q in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do oxygen amount equals 100.0 F. We're going to make this a float because it'll be more useful for us. And actually, let's make this the amount of time that we can be alive. So let's say you get 10 seconds of oxygen for right now. And we'll have current oxygen. And so we just do the same deal here, except for this needs to be a float. We could have done the health as a float as well. There's nothing stopping you. I just did it as an int so that we have the number of hits. But so that's more useful, kind of in a Mega Man type scenario. But if you wanted to, you could do floating point just fine. So current oxygen equals oxygen amount, and then Ontriggerenter. So what we're going to do is ontrigger stay. And we're going to say current health minus minus, except for instead of this, we're going to say current oxygen minus equals time dot delta time and then what we do is I'm going to rename this to oxygen bar. Let's refactor, rename oxygen bar. I should have done this for the other things too. So oxygen bar dot value equals current oxygen divided by, and we don't need to cast it this time because it already is a float, divided by the oxygen amount. Again, we do not need to cast this one. So if we hit save here, so what this will do is we'll have 10 seconds of oxygen when we're underwater. And then the other thing we want to do is, let's see, void update. What we're going to do is we're going to say let's just start with this right now. So we already, okay, cool. So that cleared itself up. So let's put this on our player. P1 front. And actually, let's not put it directly on the player. Let's put it on one layer below the player. We're going to do, we're going to add a, what is it called? Empty child game object. We're going to put player oxygen on it. We're going to give this a collider. So this will be physics box collider. And this way we can actually layer define the collisions so we don't have to mess anything up. And let's very quickly make some water real quick. So we're going to just go over to the player and we're going to go to our third-party license platform graphics and we're going to go through the tiles here and find some water stuff. I swear there was some water in here, isn't there? There's snow. I swore this thing had water in it. Yeah, there's some water tiles. Where are those water tiles? Items, player, sample, tiles, box, castle, dirt, grass, hill, rock, block, liquid water. Liquid water. Got it. Okay. So we're going to put a liquid water top. We're just going to drag it in here. Oh wait, we do actually make these into sprites first. So sprite, 2D and UI. We go to our ratio, which was 70, and we hit apply here. And then we can drag these into the scene. That's not what I want. Oh, I see. If you drag it once, it assumes you want one object with an animation. So we've got liquid water. I'm going to hold command and drag down so that we have the nice automatic positioning stuff. We're going to do liquid top, water top. What does mid mean? Okay, yeah, liquid water top mid is what we actually want. So let's do liquid water top mid. And so you'll see that looks like a continuous thing of water. So now we can just duplicate this a couple times. And if you hold command before you start dragging, you get the snapping behavior. Let's just do the same thing here. Let's just grab all of these liquid waters and copy, paste, And then just fill in the little holes that we just made. Alright, so we got our dude. He's partially submerged. These liquid waters, I should have made a prefab for them. I'm just going to mass, that's annoying. Okay, whatever. We're just going to put the layer on, we're going to create a layer, we're going to call it water. And so we go into liquid water, we're going to change all these to be water. We're going to give them all, this is going to be static, so we only need a collider, so we're going to create a physics box collider on them. And we'll set them as triggers. So now we've got our water set up. And what else are we doing? We need to be able to move the character up and down, so I'm just going to really quickly create a move up, down script. This should just be a jump, really, but I'm just going to do this because it's fast. Transform.position plus equals... Actually, do we already have a move script? Move. Yep, we don't. Alright, so plus equals input.get axis vertical times time.delta time. Oh, wait. And we have to actually multiply this by a vector, so we need a vector. Let's just do transform.up times these things. So if we do that, and then throw this on the player, we should be able to move the character up and down. Oh wait, I didn't have a speed. Well, that doesn't matter, it should have still worked. Oh, W and S. Okay, that's right. We can change some of the settings for this. So that does work. So that'll be good enough for our test. So now all we need to do is we need to put this on, I'm going to call this, so we added a water layer. Let's add a, actually let's just make water interact with water. So all we're going to do is we're going to put this layer on water. We're going to go into our physics settings and disable all collision for water with the exception of water itself. Oh wait, we already had a water. Ooh, that's confusing. Let's call this project settings. I don't like that at all. Tags, where are they? Tags and layers. Let's actually call this I guess we could just use the built-in layer. Let's call this oxygen depleting water. Alright. Makes sense because he's in a spacesuit and it has to have special water to deplete his oxygen. Alright, so we're going to go to physics and we're going to make sure that everything's turned off the way that we want it. And so now if we put this game object on the water layer, and we additionally need a couple of rigid body here because we're moving the player around now. We weren't moving him before, so we didn't technically need it. So physics, rigid body, and I'm just turning these to kinematic. And so what should happen now is if we didn't put the oxygen on him yet. So put player oxygen on him. Oh no, we put it on the game object. That's right. But we didn't fill out the sliders, so we're going to put oxybar in here. And in theory, this should be what we need. Oops. Let's move our player up here. Let's see what happens here. So oxygen's already depleting, so that's not a good sign. So water. Oh, let's put oxygen depleting water. There we go. And then what we want is all the liquid water. Are these on liquid water? No, they're not. So we already ran into an interesting issue with that. So if we hit play, shouldn't be depleting EA. We dip into the water by pressing S. Up, oxygen starts depleting. We come out of the water. Okay, so here's our problem here. We need to make it so this refills. So what we can do is we can set a bool. Let's try this. So we're just going to create a private bool is underwater equals false. In update, we're going to set is underwater to true at some point. But if no wait, to false. False. We're going to set is underwater to true in here, and if is not is underwater. Then we will do current oxygen plus equals time dot delta time. If current oxygen is greater than or equal to oxygen amount, current oxygen equals oxygen amount. This means that we won't go over our initial amount of oxygen. We can't oversaturate ourselves. So if we hit play now, and we slide into the water, we start losing oxygen, we come out of the water. Okay, so that didn't quite work. Why didn't that work? So if not is underwater, save this, right? All right. I would have expected this to work. So at least it didn't break anything, so that's good. I was kind of expecting it to half break things. I don't know what I'm doing. It's probably something really obvious. Let's see here. If not is underwater, let's go ahead and debug log this. Debug.log not in water. Save. So we're definitely not in water. Oh, I know the problem. We're not updating the oxygen var value. So we want to do that here. Save. This should do it. If I just dipped in the water again afterwards, I would have known. So we're underwater, we're losing oxygen, we come out, and we get a breath of fresh air. Yay. So neither our health bar or oxygen meter kill us currently. So I'm going to cover that on the next episode, and we're going to cover delegates finally, because I think it'll be a good time to do it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Very simple setup, but I'm sure that you can see the value of it and how easy it is to set these kind of things up. As I said, we will worry about the effects of drowning and the effects of losing all your health on the next episode when we discuss delegates. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me @Dragfire. Donate to the show on Patreon, and thank you very much. You guys have a great one.